I believe that Tekken players of all levels always have something to learn. And for me, especially as a player, analyst, commentator, and student of the game, I consider myself someone who has a lot to learn, whether it's the small details of the game or the overarching concepts, the fundamentals, and things like that. So in order to be a better YouTube teacher and direct coach, I try to get as much help for myself as I can. So I booked another session with Speed Kicks. If you've seen our previous episodes where we've done sessions, lots of great insights. Part of the benefit is that he knows me as a player, having coached me for a long time, and understands how I learn things in general. So in this episode, I came at it from a bit of a unique approach. So I don't know if this is going to be generally applicable, but I wanted to ask, like, how can I continue to improve at the game as a content creator? Now, this is a bit specific, but maybe it might relate to you if you consider yourself someone very busy, not knowing how to improve at the game when you have like a 9 to 5. You come home, take care of all your chores and things like that, and you barely have any time to play the game. How can we continue to improve? Now, again, it's a bit more specific to me, but I talk about that. I talk about why I enjoy playing Steve more than I play Lily, even though I'm a better Lily player, as in I can beat more people, present more threats, be more scary. I talk about how to get more out of watching sets, because I watch a lot of content, obviously, to make my videos. How can I make the most out of the videos I watch in order to improve my gameplay as well? The conversation dips off into some fundamentals as well. It's kind of free-flowing because, you know, we're friends. We just have a conversation, but hopefully you can get something out of it. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of content. We try to keep it short this time. And yeah, enjoy. Hello, hello.
You.
Me.
I was reading your form.
Yes.
You be asking me to do the impossible sometimes, you know?
The impossible?
The impossible.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't be true.
We gotta understand this, right? Because you said your overall goal is to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Which is perfectly normal, right? And then you said build a practice plan for a healthy relationship with the game. Hold on, first of all, these indicate two different things, right? Because you did the whole part where you said probably make a video of like, I don't have much time to play the game. What should I do? The practice plan is not what makes you have fun and have a healthy relationship with the game. A healthy relationship with the game means you can enjoy it or, you know, have a good time with it, regardless of your gameplay and your results and all that stuff. Right?
Yes.
So you gotta talk to me here. You gotta level. You gotta level with me here.
Yeah.
Explain to me your vision.
Well, so I guess I should have clarified that the vision here is like a group project more than like a tell me what to do.
Okay, a group project.
Yeah, like I got ideas. Okay. You know me fairly well in the areas that I don't know myself, so it would have been a fun group project for me.
Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing here?
We've talked before about like if you can't conquer your region, focus on like what's in front of you before you try to jump to like say if I were to fly to Pakistan and do practice, fly to Korea to do practice. There are clearly issues I have with the problem set in front of me that I feel like I should deal with first. For better or worse, I've extrapolated that, right? So it's like I can play long sets with people. I can play ranked. I can play ranked with new characters. Like I can play ranked with my existing characters. From what you know of me, is there an efficient way to juggle that time? Because I can keep spamming ranked, lose, and convince myself, yeah, this is a really good use of my time because there's issues I'm running into. But it might be more inefficient than just grinding a bunch of first to 10s and improving that way, and then just taking it back and like testing it in the field, you know.
When's the last time you played a first to 10 with someone? So okay, so what I know of you is, yeah, obviously you can beat randoms, right? You have enough understanding of Tekken to beat people who don't have your understanding of Tekken.
Yes.
Okay. What you're lacking is the skills to compete with people who understand the game and they play the game really well.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just farming people who are worse than you understand the game, you gotta fight people who are good enough to make you have to increase your skills. Think about it like when you play me, right? If we play like 20 games and you go fight somebody else, you're better.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you need to do that more often.
Okay, that was my hunch. Especially because I'm a real throw me in the environment kind of guy. I figured longer exposure time with players who know what's going on just makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. I have ideas about content, like possibly looking into either character guides or just the entertainment value of climbing on a different character. Is it a practical idea to aim to improve my generalist skills at this point and age in my life. Versus what I normally do, which is kind of have like a specific expertise and then use that context to try to inform how I play another character, right? It's why, like, currently I think that's what I do, and I think that's why it looks so funny when I pick up a new character. When I play every character, I spend the most time in Fujin and then like TGS. It's because that first hump of creating a baseline with the character takes really long.
Okay, so you are a deep overthinker.
Yeah,
because you answered your own question. So, like, these are two separate. These are not mutually exclusive things.
Okay.
Right. So you're imagining there's some all functioning skill in Tekken that lets me or let's say they pick any character and like perform it. Right?
Damn, that was a good read. Yeah.
Okay. That's that's not the case.
Okay.
The skill is figuring out what we need to be doing with the character, which means it's gonna be it's gonna be a new skill, right?
Right.
So I pick the character and I cannot yet play that character. What I'm doing differently than you is not like, okay, I'm just autopilot using my skills to win. I am figuring out immediately what I'm supposed to be doing with this character. And then I start trying to do it, and that's how I build the skill with that character.
So it's a faster optimized refinement than it is a stronger base.
And so you know how you build that?
By doing it.
So if it's taking you a long time to get through Fujin, then that means you need to pick new characters and do that thing. And then the more you do it, the faster you'll figure out how to get out of Fujin with a new character.
Right. Okay. See, that makes sense. And that was where I bet you can imagine where the confusion was coming from. Because it was like, oh, I part of me wants to spend time pushing my skills. I need to refine, like get tested against people who know what they're doing. And then there's this other attractive skill of the development of understanding and familiarity. Right. And it sounds like those are just two things I will have to split my time across.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's the skill of pushing your max versus the skill of, being able to learn new things.
Right.
Start over new things.
Right. Pushing max versus learning new things. Great.
Yeah.
More to do. All right. So I was playing Lily again.
Okay.
And I had the initial experience I was having of not having fun. I think I played Ali Handal, and I lost in a way that made me like, nah, I could do it next time. So I have a hunch that my comfort on Steve really stems from just how much familiarity it is. I think that I stopped Lily while still needing tons and tons and tons of more experience on the character. What's the vibe on that? Reality check.
So the reason you are more comfortable with Steve is because in a lot of situations, attacking with Steve is sort of like bowling with the bumpers up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it's not you're not gonna hit a strike every time. But if you're wrong, you're not about to hit a gutter. You know what I mean? You know? So with Steve, you don't feel the direct punishment of not making the right decisions. But on Lily, when you mess up, you get hit.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So you start overthinking every decision, and then you start playing slower, and then all that stuff. So like before, when we were like, you should probably warm up on Steve, it's because you don't second guess your decision. You get into the flow of making decisions when you're playing Steve because you're not scared of getting hit.
Right.
So you got to play Lily. You got to stop being scared of getting hit. Not being hit, not getting hit. You have to stop. You have to get over your fear or whatever sort of emotion you feel when you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that is, whatever oh man, I just made the wrong decision. That whatever that is.
Yeah.
Get that out. Like making the wrong decision part of the game.
Yeah. That helps. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Like literally, that's the whole point of the health bars. We got 180 health. We're allowed to make 179 damage worth of wrong decision. Technically, what 360? Something. So was it 519? You're allowed to make like 519
3-round losses.
Yeah, 3-round. You get 3-round losses. Yes. So you don't want to make that third one.
Right.
You can make a lot of wrong decisions. Basically, is what I'm trying to get to you.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't identify why I was having so much fun, but I think it's because I felt that payoff of hitting the right thing, knowing that they were looking for me to do the wrong thing in a different place. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Steve, there's only so much you could do against him. I think like I'm gonna throw 1-2-1. I'm gonna do QCF1, and you're kind of just being like, all right, dude. But like the idea that he was looking for something specific from Lily, and I read that and did something else, is probably why I got so excited. I have my optimization mission, and then I have my building the skill of a fresh character mission. Do you find there to be overlap in how you watch games with regard to those two specific goals? So like when you watch a replay, I assume it's with a specific purpose. I want to see what this character's doing here. I want to see what this player's doing here. Have you ever found an approach or moment where you're looking to do one thing in a replay and you end up finding discoveries for other things? And have you ever been able to like harness that?
So have I ever gone into a replay looking for something and then I got surprised by something else?
Yes, in a consistent way.
Are you asking, am I consistently surprised?
What I'm hoping to do.
yeah, there we go. Let's get to
what
that.
I'm hoping to do is I naturally watch a lot of games to create my videos, right? Like I do initial research and then have some ideas and then I talk about it. It would be cool in exploring these separate missions if there's a way I can like structure my viewing to get the most out of it. So I asked if you have historically been able to do something like that.
So before I knew what I was doing with this game, when I was watching replays, and even sometimes still, if I'm watching with a fully open mind, especially like when the new game first came out, I'm looking with the intention of getting on a specific track, right? So I don't know what path I'm on yet. I need to see why I'm leaving from a new perspective, which means I leave my old perspective at the door. Mm-hmm. And I just watch the game and I look for recurring problems.
Okay.
And, recurring like rewards. You cannot put the bias of the pattern you're beginning to see on what you're still seeing. So you can't go, okay, I got hit mashing there 3 times, and then like you look for the replays over, like, okay, now I'm gonna start looking for mashing, right? It can't go like that.
Right.
You gotta watch the whole thing without a specific idea and just paying attention to patterns. That's really complicated. When you say you're trying to get the most out of your viewing, you mean like to continue to improve your like perspective on Tekken?
Yeah, I would say that when I watch a set that I think will be interesting, like either the players have a story or something like that, or it's like me winning after trying to figure out Tekken 8. Mm-hmm. That checks out. I think I usually go in and watch and I'll be like, well, what happened?
Right.
And then I start to get ideas as the thing goes through, and then I'll watch it again and try and be like, what happened? Did I see everything? And then I can feel loosely confident in the things that I saw and then go about that. I feel like that doesn't translate well necessarily to how I play. And maybe that's just because I'm not watching characters I play. And this probably goes back to the idea that there's no magic baseline Tekken that makes you good at everything. You just have to do the thing with the character and get used to doing that.
Yeah. So there's a concept of fundamentals that you can learn by watching and then you can translate to your character. But that requires a whole lot of logical breakdown,
right,
of what you're seeing, right? Like I learned how to play Hwoarang by watching a Brian player.
Yeah.
I had to watch what he was doing with Brian, seeing the reads he was making, understanding how that was. Then you abstract it down to something really, really like fundamental. Like, okay, this is when he's going. Like, these are the time. Okay, so you break it down instead of, hey, he's doing this move. You go, okay, he's doing his chosen mix-up, and then okay, he's instead of doing like, okay, he's doing this move. It's he's doing his chosen like keep out timing, and then okay, this works at this frequency because this character gets this much reward from it, and then you translate it back to your character, and you go, well, what tools do I have? Oh, this can be a good keep out move. This can be, and then you have to break it down to, apply how much you want to do what of that thing. That's too complicated for no reason.
Yeah. I would agree.
We are no longer in an era where like nobody, like there are people who don't play your character.
Yeah. I
was doing that. I was the only like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mad Dog Jim was old. He hadn't played in forever.
Right.
The level of Tekken had changed since then. I had to work with what I had. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a game with a replay system. You have an Evo Japan champion that plays your character. You have Dengo Gen over there putting together combo highlights of your character. You can watch your character.
Yeah.
There's no need to do this.
Yeah.
You got June, you got Rageki, you got Trojan. You get to see different approaches to your character. You get to see why these different approaches work. You can find the connecting links between them to take a steal from who you want to steal from and apply it where you want to apply it in a way that makes sense for PhiDX. Yeah. You can do all of this. There's no need to go trying to learn from people you got to do extra work to learn from.
Yeah.
Unless you think it's cool. And I think,
Right. And that's the problem is I do think it's cool, but yeah. Okay. So I think it would behoove me to find a cool way to turn my study into content.
That's legit the best way to do content, I think.
Yeah.
Is figuring out how to do the thing you're going to do anyway and like put a lens on it that makes you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Gotham's Road to Grandmaster series. You can be Road to not sucking with Lily.
Road to not sucking. Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. To the audience, if it probably wasn't clear by now, usually I feel like I make a video and I'm like, great, that was fun. And then I go to the game, I'm like, wow, that didn't help me at all. So turning the content into something that's helpful for me will let me keep doing it longer and probably be fresher than just like, here's another pro game.
Yeah, and if you're going to do a bunch of Lily analysis on stream, what's going to happen is you're going to start to spot things, create, make logical connections, and then you can just package that into a video.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, like this, you learned a new concept by watching this. Oh, hey, wait, look at this, guys. Yeah. And then you make a whole video out of it, and there you go.
As I was walking upstairs to sit down for this, I had that concept of like, people make how-to character videos. Mm-hmm. I almost was playing with the idea of like how-to character playlists, like starting with the ones that I really want to dive into. This is a little teaser for the stream people because they're loyal. I'm gonna do a King speedrun to God of Destruction with like the whole speedrun timer and shit. Like if I succeed in a reasonable amount of time, then I want to show like the prep work required. Like I don't want to go in and like grind combos because like that creates a difference in like I want the combo part to be timed, but at least having like the perspective of like I watched these players, saw what they did, and then this is how I tried to translate it. I think that would be an interesting idea across multiple characters.
Something you just made me realize is that that's something you can do that I could not do.
No, why not?
Right? Like that's something you can do that like you're making use of your current skill level, your current ignorance, right? Sometimes it's hard for me when people are asking like how are you playing this character this well already? I'm like, I have a fundamental understanding of Tekken and I've seen this character played in a different game. So I'm like translating what I know about that character in that different game to this game, and I'm just picking the moves that look cool, and I can't fully explain like, yeah, this is something you can replicate without the level of experience I have. But if you are coming from a place where you have a similar amount of experience as the people watching, then it'll just be inherently better.
Right. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, and I think that's what I thought of. It was like it felt like weaponizing the Fujin confusion I have.
Yes.
It's like, oh my god, I'm really fucking confused.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, like Anakin can't do that. Like Anakin's not confused in Fujin, so he can't help people he can't show an example of how to get unconfused.
What a unique skill to have.
You gotta work with what you got, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be fire. We got new ideas. I really wonder how season 2 is gonna move. I don't think that wondering should stop me from doing this.
Wondering how season 2 is going to move? You mean attacking at 8?
Yeah. Like what all that would probably amount to is I would just have to run it back if depending on how complex the changes were. I'm just thinking aloud about
Mm-hmm.
how if I like did all this process, like how to Reina, you know, or like this is how I figured out Reina, and then they give her an install, and I'm like, okay, great, now I got to run it all the way back. That's a fun idea that I'm starting to overthink, and I think I should just do it. I'm like, oh, what if I start getting good at figuring it out, and then I'm not as confused anymore? But
then
I think it's good
that's fine. Then then you know, people can do that.
we get started and move and
Like I said, work with what you got. You know, listen, bro, that's the problem. Some people be thinking too hard before they be doing.
Yeah.
All right, whatever it is you thinking about, it's gonna be solved by doing.
Yeah, we caught it early. That's shit, bro. That might be good. I might just have you on a paid 30-minute break after this. Like,
paid 30-minute break sounds fire.
That was helpful. Like, and I feel like I got most of the direction I was looking for. Oh yeah, and shout outs for that Twitter thread.
Oh, you made a video off of that, didn't you?
I did.
I knew you were. When you asked me the link to the Tekken 6 match, I was like, this dude about to make a video.
I did. I felt like I did things that if you had more content creator bandwidth, you probably would have done. Mm-hmm. Maybe like in the past we talked about just slowing it down and like logging each character's action and then just listing it out before even analyzing, just like what did they literally do, right?
Yeah.
And I did that exercise in the video, and that ended up being really fun. It was like if you literally list out every Tekken 6 action, you just arrive.
There's a whole lot going on.
You just arrive at more things than the like you could count the things.
Bro, there's a lot of things happening. Like it's just so much shit going on. Like
and it was
oh my God.
It was fascinating how I did that. I did that for Tekken 6, and I got to 10 seconds, and I filled up like 2 pages of my little notepad window. I'm like, that's probably good enough. That's probably good enough to make my point. And then I did that at like 0.25 speed, and then I went to tag 2, and it was still 0.25 speed, and I felt like a blast of like, what is going on? And I had to take a nap. I had to go lie down and sleep to restore my brain to the ability to make sure I was seeing everything and not like just my eyes glazing over, you know. That was really funny.
So that is something I tell people to do when I spot they have an awareness problem in their gameplay.
Yeah.
I say watch the Tekken and try to log everything. I don't like that before you even try doing it while playing. It makes you better.
Yeah.
At doing it while playing. You like your brain forms all the pathways of seeing like a backdash as an actual action, a side step as an actual action. It stops counting things out. You know, your human brain tries to put a filter on things, right? So it can process stuff as fast, as easy as possible.
Right.
When you're learning something, you have to remove that filter because it's going to be there. Even if you're brand new to it, it's going to be there. It's going to have a natural bias of what stands out, what doesn't. Most people look at a fighting game for the first time, they just see attacks.
Yeah.
Right. And then you go, okay, let me try really hard. And you start looking for what specific attacks you're seeing.
Yeah.
Which means you're missing out on.
You're just tunneling deeper.
Yeah, which means you're missing out on everything else. So instead of forcing yourself to look harder for what you think you need to be looking at, you have to remove the filter and force yourself to see every bit of information unbiased. So it helps to do that while practicing.
It also helps doing it in a game where more stuff is happening. Like
yes. It was definitely easier to build more. And Tag 2 and even a bit of Tekken 8, I tell people to like count everything, right?
Yeah.
Or look at everything, right? In Tekken 7, the way I did it, the way I help people develop that ability, was I just say count the backdashes and the forward dashes.
Yeah. No, I looked at my notes. It said 3 times backdash, jab, and my eyebrows went up, and I'm like, that's not the exercise. Don't evaluate. Just keep counting.
Remove your bias. Pay attention to what you're seeing.
3 times backdash, jab, backdash. I was like, what the heck? Anyways, and then I looked at the old one, and it made it cooler. It was like run into face and duck. I was like, none of that is blocking. That's kind of like, that's counterintuitive to me. Like, that's cool.
They're gaming.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. I'm a Tekken nerd. Don't get me started.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I got what I needed for myself, and I think my audience would appreciate a shorter video. So enjoy the half an hour break, man.
Sir, sweet. That's when sometimes you get your job done really efficiently.
Yeah, you know. And I feel like that should be rewarded.
Yeah, sweet. You're the GOAT.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
All right, later, bro.
好き放題やってんじゃねえぞ